My fiancé once texted me, "Lol, you thought I'd cancel the Miami trip for your surgery." All I had done was ask her to be there for me during an operation. I texted back, "My bad." But later when she called the hospital, the nurse told her something that completely changed everything. Here's my story. My fiancé decided Miami was more important than my surgery, so I let her enjoy her trip. And then everything went completely off the rails. I'm 27, male. Fiona and I have been together for 3 years, engaged for 6 months. We live in my apartment, the one I've been paying for since before we even met. She moved in after 8 months. In all that time, she's never paid for more than groceries. We had our whole future planned, a beach wedding next summer, a honeymoon. In Greece, the white picket fence dream. But then the universe stepped in. Thank God for that tumor. It started like a normal morning. It's just a routine checkup. I thought I'd be in and out in 20 minutes, maybe get lectured about my diet. Instead, Dr. Williams pokes around my side with that look. You know the look, the one that ruins your whole month. He says we need to run more tests. In doctor speak, that means congratulations, something's trying to kill you. A week of anxiety later. After CT scans, blood work, and endless waiting rooms that smell like despair and hand sanitizer, I get the verdict. A benign tumor on my kidney. But it's in a bad spot, wrapped around important stuff. Surgery is the only option. Dr. Williams explains I'll be in the hospital for 2 to 3 days minimum. Recovery will take about 4 weeks. And I'll need someone with me 24/7 for the first week. No driving, no lifting, no being alone. I call Fiona from the hospital parking lot. I tell her about the tumor, the surgery date April 15th, and that I'll need her help during recovery. I can hear her typing the whole time, probably Instagram captions or work emails. When I finish, there's a long pause. Wait, April 15th? That's Miami week? She actually asks if I can reschedule the surgery. Like I'm moving a dentist appointment instead of getting a tumor removed. I try to explain that this is the earliest slot available and that I really need her here. She sighs, like I'm asking her to donate a kidney. Fine, I'll ask the girls. They're counting on me. That night she comes home, drops her purse, makes herself a drink, then says, "So?" I talk to the girls. They think it's really manipulative that you're trying to make me cancel. Manipulative. Let that sink in. I have a tumor. Fiona, she tells me her friend Sarah's dad is a surgeon, and doctors always make everything sound urgent. It's how they justify their fees. And she adds, "Look, I can't just drop everything because you're having a medical procedure. I have a life too, Zach." "What about in sickness and in health?" I ask. "We haven't taken those vows yet." Honestly, this guilt trip is making me question if we're ready for marriage. She tells me to just hire a nurse. I ask if she's really serious about missing my surgery for a vacation. Her response, "Stop being selfish. My life doesn't revolve around you." The next morning, she announces she's going to Miami. The girls need me. The trip is paid for. I'm not letting your medical drama ruin something I've been planning for months. I just say quietly, "Okay." 2 weeks later, I send her one last text. "I'm really worried about this. I need you there with me." 3 hours later, she replies, "Lol, seriously? I actually thought I'd cancel Miami for your surgery? It's not even cancer. Stop being such a baby about it." I screenshot that. Then I text back, "My mistake." After that, I knew I was on my own. No family to help, no fiancé, surgery in 5 days. I tell my boss, Marquis been through medical issues himself. He sets me up with HR. The HR rep Janet gives me her personal number and says, "If you get stuck, call me. This isn't something you handle alone." That night, I start researching recovery. Turns out the doctor was right. I really will need 24/7's help. Fiona is busy posting Miami outfit ideas on Instagram. That's when I called Liam, my best friend from college. I told him what was going on, and he just blurted out, "Wait, your fiancée is going to Miami while you're having surgery. Is she mentally deficient? Did she hit her head as a kid multiple times?" When I explained that she thought I was being manipulative, he said, "You have a tumor, you idiot." That's not dramatic. I'm driving up there. I told him it wasn't necessary, and he told me to shut up. Liam showed up the day before surgery with a duffel bag, groceries, and a bottle of good whiskey for after I was off pain meds. We hung out, watched movies, ate pizza. It felt normal. Around 10 p.m., Fiona texted, "Hope everything goes well tomorrow. Try not to be mad at me forever." The morning of April 15th, she left at 5 a.m. She gave me the weakest hug imaginable and said, "Try not to die or whatever. I'll bring you back something from Miami." An hour later, Liam walked in grinning.
"Are you ready?"
To get this tumor-evicted landlord? At the hospital, the intake nurse, Pamela, asked who my emergency contact was. I told her to change it to Liam. "Your fiancé? Couldn't T make it?" she asked. "She's in Miami getting her drink on. Priorities, you know." Pamela froze. "What? Miami? During your surgery?" "Yep, surgery went perfectly." I woke up groggy, with Liam sitting next to me. He showed me Fiona's Instagram 15 posts. In a single day, bikini shots, drinks, and one group photo captioned, "Some things are more important than drama." By 6 p.m., my phone was blowing up with texts from her. "Why aren't you answering? I know you're mad, but don't be childish. The least you could do is let me know you're alive." Liam read them out loud in a perfect Valley Girl voice. I told him to let her sweat. Then the nurse's station phone rang. Pamela came back grinning. "Your soon-to-be ex-fiancé is calling. She wants to speak with you immediately." "Tell her I'm sleeping," I said. Pamela smiled wider. "Understood." She came back later. "She's called for more times. Says you're playing games and she has a right to know what's happening." I told Pamela, "Say whatever you think is medically appropriate." And that's where things got interesting. Pamela, apparently, told Fiona that I was unconscious and unresponsive after surgical complications, and that only emergency contacts or immediate family could get detailed medical info. Technically, she wasn't lying. I was unconscious from the meds. Surgery is always complicated, and Liam was my emergency contact. That's when Fiona's text went nuclear. "What complications? Why are you unconscious? Why is Liam there instead of me?" "I'm your fiancé," Pamela said. "Only emergency contacts." Fiona exploded. "WTF? Are you dying?" "I'm booking a flight right now." Liam read them in this dramatic soap opera voice. He paused at one. "If you die, I will never forgive you." He laughed. "What the hell does that even mean?" Screenshot. Saved. Then came the cherry on top. Fiona posted on Instagram, "Please pray for my fiancé. Emergency situation. Might have to come home early." The comments rolled in. "Oh my God, what happened? Wait, weren't you just posting bikini pics? Is everything okay?" Then Jessica, bless her heart, commented, "Didn't you say yesterday he was being dramatic about routine surgery?" The comment disappeared in minutes, but screenshots live forever. Liam saved that too. "Your fiancé is about to learn a valuable lesson about social media," he said. Pamela came back around 10 p.m. with my evening meds and a clipboard full of notes. "Your fiancé called 6 more times. I documented every conversation for the medical records." "What's she saying now?" I asked. Pamela said she demanded to speak with the surgeon, the hospital administrator, and even threatened to call the state medical board for patient privacy violations because we won't give her detailed medical info about someone who's not her husband and who explicitly removed her as emergency contact. Liam was laughing so hard he was wheezing. "She's really doubling down on the crazy." Pamela smirked. Then she started crying, saying it was all a misunderstanding, and she just wanted to know you were okay. Then she screamed about manipulation and conspiracy theories. She's hitting all the classics. The overnight charge nurse is excited to take over. Pamela added, word spread. "Everyone wants to see how this plays out." I turned my phone off and slept better than I had in weeks. The next morning, I woke up to 89 texts and 43 missed calls. Liam had documented everything. Liam tells me she FaceTimed him at 2 a.m. from some club bathroom, completely hammered, crying about how she made a mistake and just needed to know if I was okay. He told her I was in intensive care. "Am I in intensive care?" I ask. "You're intensively eating Jell-O and watching Rick and Morty." "Close enough," he replies. Pamela walks in, holding what looks like a scorecard. Your fiancé called 18 times last night? The night shift made it into a competition. Each call earned points based on how dramatic she got. I asked what the high score was. Pamela smirks. Call number 14. She threatened to call the governor if we didn't give her information about a Pennsylvania hospital while she was in Florida. Panic makes people stupid. And she adds, she's apparently calling every hospital in the city trying to track you down. She can do that? I ask. Pamela shrugs. She can try, but you're registered private, unless she has your exact room number and patient code. We won't even confirm you exist. By late morning, Kevin, the day nurse, pops in. Got a call from Presbyterian downtown. Some woman asked if they had a Zach recovering from kidney surgery. When they said no, she insisted they check again because someone was lying to her. Liam is doubled over laughing. Dude, she's lost her damn mind. Turns out she even called Children's Hospital, asking if they treat adults. When they said no, she accused them of covering up for other hospitals, because that's how conspiracies work. Liam can barely breathe from laughing. She's literally working through the phone books. St. Mary's, Jefferson, Templew, name it. Now all the hospitals are calling us because she keeps dropping our name and demanding answers. This is insane, I say. This is entertainment, Pamela corrects me. Don't get drama this good very often. By the afternoon, Fiona's social media had gone nuclear. A Facebook post. Emergency. Flying home immediately. Zach is in critical condition after surgical complications. Please keep us in your prayers. My buddy Marcus texts me. Dude, Fiona's post says you're dying. Are you dying? I reply, texting. From heaven right now, they got pudding. He bursts out laughing. Bro, Lamo. She said critical condition. Critically bored, maybe, I text back. Marcus shoots back. Already screenshotted everything. This is going to be a meme that same afternoon. There's a knock at the door around 3 o'clock. It's Natalie Smith, my neighbor, 2 doors down. She's carrying a container that smells incredible. Natalie's a professional baker, runs a specialty cake business from home, and honestly, she's gorgeous. She's always been friendly. But she's never crossed a line, probably out of respect for my relationship. Hey, she says softly, looking genuinely concerned. Liam told me about your surgery when he was getting your mail. I brought you some homemade chicken soup? White, Hugh made me soup? I ask, stunned. Yeah, and some oatmeal cookies. I figured hospital food probably sucks. Liam pops in, grinning. Perfect timing, Natalie. Our patient here was just complaining about the food. I was not complaining. He totally was. He waves. Her inside? Come in, come in. Tell me, how long have you been waiting for Fiona to mess up this badly? Don't say you haven't. We all saw this train wreck coming. Liam, I warn. Natalie laughs. I plead the fifth. But seriously, Zach, I'm glad you're okay. Surgery is scary. She stays for about 20 minutes. And honestly, it's the first real conversation I've had in days with someone who genuinely cares whether I live or die. Where's Fiona? She asks, curious. Miami? I answer. During your surgery? Yep. Natalie blinks. I'm sorry, what, a vacation? I don't even have words. None of us do, Liam cuts in. That's why I drove up from Baltimore to babysit this idiot? I glare at him. Natalie smiles. That's really sweet of you, Liam. Someone had to step up. Clearly wasn't going to be Fiona. After she leaves, Liam gives me a knowing grin. What? I snap. Nothing. Just interesting timing, that's all. Soup. It's homemade soup from the hot baker who's been waiting 3 years for you to notice her. She's being strategic, and I respect it. Shut up. You're welcome. Meanwhile, Fiona's excuses keep piling up. Sarah suddenly. Busy with family in town, and the so-called friend network is crumbling fast. The drama is thinning the herd. Then one day I come out of the shower and catch Fiona going through my phone. Who the hell is Kevin? She demands. Why are you touching my phone? I snap back. Why is he texting you? Give me this. Snatch the phone away. Is he making fun of me? Fiona, enough. Don't make me throw you out the window with all your stuff.
I must.
Then why does Pamela have your number? Get out of my sight. She stomped out, slamming the door so hard it rattled. She was spiraling, and my patience was evaporating. I was about to call my lawyer when there was a knock. Fiona's parents. Maria and Frank were standing in my hallway like they'd just come from a funeral. "We need to talk," Frank said. We sat down. Maria immediately started crying. "We're so sorry, Zach, what she did. We raised her better than that. We didn't know the real story until Jessica told us," Frank added. "Fiona said you manipulated the hospital situation to make her look bad." "I was unconscious, Frank. Hard to manipulate anything while under anesthesia. We know that now." "We saw the Instagram posts, the timeline." Maria wiped her eyes. "She was posting vacation pictures while you were in surgery." She embarrassed herself and the family. 27 years of raising her, Frank said, and this is what we get. "We failed somewhere along the line. We're really sorry, son, and we're glad the surgery went well." They offered to help get her out, to talk some sense into her, but I could see they were done too. 27 years of enabling their daughter's selfishness. Now they'd hit their limit. "She's not welcome at home until she gets help," Maria said quietly. "Real help, therapy, consequences, accountability," he told her. "We weren't going to support this behavior anymore," Frank added. "She threatened to cut us off." Maria nodded. Her exact words were, "Fine. I don't need parents who don't support me." The next day, Fiona was in my hallway, screaming at them, full meltdown, accusing them of taking my side, threatening to never speak to them again. I recorded it through the peephole for evidence. The sound quality was awful, but you could still hear her calling her own parents traitors and manipulated idiots for not supporting her truth. These were the same parents who'd bankrolled her lifestyle for years, and here she was, screaming in a public hallway because they wouldn't enable her delusions. Her friend Ashley came to pick her up. Ashley had that "I'm only here because I have to" energy. She loaded Fiona's stuff into her car while Fiona sobbed dramatically about being abandoned by everyone. "You'll regret this," she told me as Ashley dragged her toward the stairs. "You can't destroy someone's life and get away with it." Ashley gave me an apologetic look. We both knew it was temporary. Within hours of leaving, Fiona was on every social media platform telling her side of the story, rambling. Posts about manipulation, fake medical emergencies, and how she was the real victim. The problem? She was still friends with people from my work, my gym, and my family. People who knew the truth. People who saw her Miami post in real time. The comments lit up with people calling out her nonsense and roasting her. She started deleting posts, but the internet is forever. People shared side-by-side screenshots of her emergency rush home post and her Miami vacation pics. The hypocrisy was so obvious a blind person could see it. Then came the professional consequences. HR at her company started getting calls from clients who recognized her. She worked in image management and now her own image was toxic. My coworker. Janet shared one of Fiona's rants in the office group chat with the caption, "This is why. You don't air your dirty laundry on social media. The whole office sees it." My boss, Mark, just shook his head and texted me, "Dodged a bullet, man. Actually dodged a whole firing squad." 2 weeks later, Ashley kicked her out. Apparently, Fiona had been throwing tantrums about rent money, leaving messes everywhere, and bringing guys home at all hours. Ashley posted about it on Instagram stories. Nothing specific. Just, some people never learned boundaries with a housekeeping emoji. She moved in with another friend, Sarah. That lasted exactly 12 days before Sarah posted about toxic energy. And cleaning house, she was out again. Now Fiona was couch hopping, burning bridges everywhere she went. Her job performance tanked because she spent work hours posting rants about me instead of actually working. People noticed. Management noticed. Liam kept tabs through mutual connections. Fiona was becoming that friend everyone avoids, the one who makes every conversation about her drama and victim narrative. The final straw. She posted a 40-minute Instagram video explaining the real story. She was crying, holding up printed screenshots, claiming I had gaslit her into going to Miami so I could set her up for failure. She was clearly drinking, rambling about conspiracies, even showing text conversations that actually proved my point. It was like watching someone dig their own grave with a selfie stick. Her own extended family started unfollowing her. Even Sarah's dad, the surgeon who supposedly knew about medical manipulation, commented, "Young lady, I've been a surgeon for 30 years. No one fakes kidney tumors for attention." She deleted the video within hours, but dozens of people downloaded it. Liam had a copy, obviously. That's when the real consequences started rolling in. By month 2 of my recovery, life was actually good. Natalie and I were officially hanging out, taking it slow. She was incredible, bringing dinner 3 times a week, helping with physical therapy, never making my healing process about her. It was night and day compared to 3 years of walking. On eggshells with Fiona, Liam was still staying in my guest room, partly to help with recovery, partly because he was enjoying front row seats to Fiona's implosion. He gave me daily updates like it was his job. So Sarah kicked her. "Where's Fiona staying now?" "Motel 6. Route 22. Her work situation keeps sinking. She's still at that downtown marketing firm, but word spreads quickly. People recognize her. And she gets written up for spending too much time on social media during work hours, posting Instagram stories from the office bathroom about being manipulated and abandoned. Her supervisor even reaches out to me on LinkedIn. "Hey man, sorry about your situation with Fiona. She's been struggling at work since the Miami thing. Just thought you should know it's affecting her professional life too." Then it gets unsettling. I start noticing her car parked across from my building. Different times, always just sitting there, just watching my apartment like some low-budget private investigator. Shows up around 7 p.m. on weekdays, sometimes smoking, sometimes just staring at my windows for hours. Then the notes start. Weird rambling stuff scribbled on napkins and receipt paper. "I know what you're doing with that neighbor. You can't hide the truth forever. You had something real and you destroyed it with lies." Total serial killer vibes. Liam finds one, snaps photos for evidence, and says, "This is restraining order territory." Some are written in different colored pens like ransom notes. But it gets worse. Natalie starts getting messages. First on Instagram, then Facebook, then her business email. Fiona found her bakery's website and begins leaving fake 1-star reviews. Homewrecker. This woman targets men recovering from surgery when they're vulnerable. Predatory behavior. 0 stars. This baker destroyed my relationship by bringing soup to my fiancé. Yeah, soup. It's the most diabolical crime imaginable. Next thing you know, she accused Natalie of offering to do laundry. The fake reviews start. Hurting Natalie's business? Clients ask questions. She has to explain. The messages escalate from passive-aggressive to threatening. "Stay away from what's mine." Homewreckers get what they deserve, Natalie admits. "I'm starting to get scared." I tell her not to be, because we're documenting everything. Then the threats turn explicit screenshots of our apartment building with captions like "I know where you sleep," and promises to make Natalie disappear. That's it. I file for a restraining order. The evidence is airtight photos of her car, the creepy notes, the screenshots. The judge grants it immediately, 500 feet from me, my apartment, my workplace, and Natalie. For about a week, it's quiet. Then comes the finale. It's 10 p.m. I'm on the couch with Natalie watching Netflix while Liam makes grilled cheese in the kitchen. First normal evening in months. Suddenly, car doors slam, footsteps pound up the stairs, and someone hammers on my door like it's on fire. Fiona's voice slurred and desperate. "Zach, I know you're in there. Open this freaking door." I look through the peephole. She's swaying drunk, wine bottle in hand, pajama pants and tank top. Hair, a mess. "You ruined my life. Come out here and face me." Natalie starts recording. Liam calls 911. Fiona keeps shouting, "I gave you everything. 3 years of my life." She kicks the door, leaving scuff marks. "That neighbor turned you against MI8's, a conspiracy." Then she notices the peephole and leans in, her face warped by the lens. "I know you're watching. Come out here like a man." Neighbors' doors start opening. Mrs. Patterson from 3B peeks out. Mr. Johnson from 3A steps into the hall. Everyone's getting a show. Liam hangs up with 911111111111111 and grins. Want to have some fun before the cops get here? I ask what he means. He disappears into the kitchen, returns with a container of flour. Trust me.
Yeah!
When Fiona starts kicking again, Liam cracks the door just enough to dump the entire container over her head. She screams, covered in white powder, clawing at her face, stumbling back like a ghost fired from a haunted house. You psychos, this is assault. Liam yells back, flour, self-defense against home invasion. Also, you look like a very angry snowman. We're dying laughing. The cops arrive while she's still trying to wipe flour from her eyes, screaming. Threats. They find her drunk, covered head to toe in white powder, outside an apartment she's legally banned from. I hand over the restraining order, the printed threats, and Natalie's video. The lead officer says, "Ma'am, you're under arrest for violation of a restraining order, public intoxication, and harassment." She shrieks, "They assaulted me." The officer just clears his throat. "Ma'am, I can tell. Let's go." Neighbors watch from their doors like it's primetime TV. Mrs. Patterson claps. As they drag her to the patrol car, Fiona screams, "Karma will get you, Zach. This isn't over." Liam leans against the doorframe, still holding the empty flour container. "We'll be waiting, sweetheart." The last image of my ex-fiancée covered in flour, handcuffed, being shoved into a police car while screaming about victimhood should have been the cover photo for how not to handle a breakup. Masterclass. The arrest hits local news. Woman violates restraining order, gets covered in flour during domestic dispute. Her employer sees it, her friends see it, her family sees it. She loses her job within 48 hours. Whatever reputation she had left is gone. 6 months later, she's in another state, living with relatives who barely tolerate her, working retail because no marketing firm will touch her. She still posts occasionally about the injustice she suffered. Meanwhile, I'm fully recovered. Natalie and I are planning to move in together. Liam's got enough blackmail material to last decades. And every morning I thank that tumor for showing me who Fiona really was before I made the biggest mistake of my life. Turns out the best revenge is just getting someone covered in flour and hauled away in handcuffs. G.